Alright, so here's what we got going on next. We are going to try some mounds, but also maybe we're going to try something called a hugelkultur, which we've been looking up. It's basically some dead decaying wood on the bottom. You fill it in with sticks, top it with soil, and you're essentially making almost your own compost pile because the wood below is already decaying, and then over time you're just going to have this awesome, beautiful soil. So I have a bunch of dead wood. I'm going to collect it. I'm going to just stack it out here, and we're going to make it look artfully. Well, Brienne will help me make it look artful. But for now, I'm just going to haul a bunch of wood over here, and we'll start piling it up. I now have my co-pilot.
I'm just here to, supervise.
You're a great co-pilot.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. Alright, so here we go, day 2 of hugelkultur building. What I got to do is fill in these mounds with a little more dead wood, grass clippings, and hopefully a little native soil, and then we'll top them off and make them into beds. I hope I have enough dead wood around that we can kind of fill in the cracks, so we'll see what happens. So I'm thinking that a lot of this residual wood chips and wood scrap will be perfect to fill in the hugels I got started. So now I'm filling it with a little bit of greens. Okay, so now I got these covered with a decent amount of green. Could probably be a little more, but I think I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna till up some of the native soil, drop it on top, and then put some good dirt on top of that, and we'll be ready to rock.
Get go.
You want your bike?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going on a bike ride.
Oh yeah? All right, let's do this little guy next. Whew. Hugelkulturs.
Ben's like, oh yeah, I'll just whip up some hugelkultur beds. How's that going for you, Ben?
Well, it's turning into about a 3-day ordeal. It's okay. It's going really well though.
Do you mud mask every time you do dirt work too?
Yeah, that's how I roll. Get mud all over my face. All right, so we got the pine.
You do have 10.
That's a lot.
10 beds is
You got to start thinking about what you're going to put on them.
That's a good question.
That's plenty of space. Whoa.
It's kind of like a bird sanctuary around here.
I like it. Planting, planting, and more planting.
Yes, so we got our Hugelkulturs in, and we've got these planted out with, these are gonna be 3 sisters, or 4 sisters. So on each mound we have corn, and we have pumpkins, and once that all comes up, we're gonna put some beans. Usually I wouldn't plant the corn and the pumpkins at the same time. Usually you'd plant the corn, you'd let them grow up a little bit, you'd add beans, and then eventually add pumpkins. Because what will happen if you do 3 sisters and you put the pumpkins in at the same time, they'll grow up and they'll overshadow, so the others can't grow. However, what we did here is the pumpkins are on the outside of the mound. So they're gonna be growing off to the side, so they won't be shading what's on top. So, if you've never planted 3 sisters before, it's really fun. Look it up, it's really cool. The 4th sister is sunflowers. So, we're gonna be doing that. We'll be around the perimeter. We have melons and flowers and things on the 3 on the center. And then that's it. Actually, we're gonna do some teepees with some gourds and things as well in here. Some loofah gourds and some birdhouse gourds.
Sweet.
What we have over here, you guys saw us putting in the tomato rows down at the very end. We've got about 8 rows down there. Those are mostly tomatoes and some peppers. The bean teepees are all done and planted. We have beans to grow up, and we have flowers and watermelons around the perimeter. We have a couple of squash mandalas, we're calling them. We put sunflowers and zinnias in the middle, and then we put summer squash around the perimeter to grow out. Right now we have 5 rows on this side. I think it's gonna be a total of 7, but Ben's been digging a lot. There's gonna be a total of 7 rows here. We're gonna do some sweet corn, we're gonna do some okra, some cucumbers, some butternut squash, all sorts of stuff. And hopefully we'll get some serious production out of this garden.
Hopefully.
I'm excited.
Maybe they will walk on sick pants right now. Come on, you made a friend.
So, I don't know if they tell you this, but when you plant tomatoes, they need support at some point. So I would always have a support plan. That sounds funny. A support plan for tomatoes. Anyway, so we are planning to make bamboo, I don't know what you call them. They're not teepees, trellises. Bamboo trellises for our tomatoes, and they are actually in dire need. It's time now because they're already starting to fall down. So luckily I'd already harvested some bamboo so we can get started. We have about 6 rows worth of them to build, so first time doing this.
8.
Brienne says, correct me, it's 8 rows. So we're gonna make some shorter ones for the peppers and some taller ones for the tomatoes. Drop some string down so they can climb up. Let's go. Okay. So now I'm gonna cut a few more to this length, and we're gonna start rocking and rolling. Yeah, this is good. Gotta do pull-ups on it?
Probably not.
So, I said we had some bamboo, and I was lucky that I'd harvest some, but really what we had on hand was enough for just barely one. So I need to go get about 50 to 60 more pieces of bamboo. Okay, I found some bamboo.
No, don't go that way.
I went and harvested a bunch, and now I have my helpers, and we're gonna do this. Make some more bamboo trellises.
Habanero pepper with no heat.
Get it?
It's got habanada.
You ever seen a pregnant lady weed whack? That was fantastic. Okay, anyway, we have all the posts in, and now it's time to tie the string. This is really exciting because most of the hard work is done.
The tedious work is not.
Yeah, I'm not much for the tedious work, so we'll see how patient I am.
We shall see.
And that's the Brienne straight up pepper method. Now I ran out of string. It's one of those projects where you just never have enough stuff to finish it. But I'm not gonna make a special trip. I'm gonna do something else and get the string the next time I go somewhere. Boom, boom, boom.